We're with Councilor Syd Gardiner, who's thrown his hat back into the ring for council for another term. Syd, what made you decide to go back?
The positive direction that this council has brought the city in, the reduction of taxes by 4.16, the possibility of another reduction next year, not only for commercial but homeowners. We've done a good job with that. There's a good team effort. We have a good mayor. Overall, we have a good council, and they have lively debates, and at the end of the day, we make good decisions.
Why should the citizens of Cornwall bring you back for another term?
Because I put the hours in that need to be put in to make sure that this city moves in the right direction, because I want to see the expansion of the airport, numerous programs that we have on the go. I want to see the opening of the Shoppers Drug Mart. There's a whole lot of stuff that's not completed yet that we should have completed within the next 2 or 3 years. Projects that are worth about $190 million, which was brought into the city by this council and feds and the provincial our provincial partners. So lots going on and a lot more to do.
Now, you still have a lot of work left to do in this round of council. At this point in time, what do you see as being the big election issue for you for the next round?
It's always going to be the same thing: financial responsibility, and ensuring that that we keep going in the direction of tax reductions without affecting services, and that's the big key. You can reduce taxes, but if you don't work on your infrastructure and you don't you reduce your services, you're not doing anybody any favors, because it's going to come back to bite you in the butt later on.
Do you think that if you get another term in council, that'll be enough time for you to get the airport expansion going?
I hope within the next year or so that's a done deal. We're at a point where we're just one piece of property short. We really need help from our federal counterparts, who really didn't know that it was their jurisdiction at one point until we pointed that out. I've also put a motion forward to get some tax back from the fuel that is sold at the airports, so that we can work on our infrastructure, but also I've asked in that same motion for a 50-50 infrastructure funding for small regional airports. I was at the FCM conference, and across Canada, the same issues are, whether you're in New Brunswick or whether in your Victoria, BC, or in Alberta, the infrastructure of small regional airports is suffering, and the federal government has to come to the table and do something about it. By going to FCM, it'll allow us across Canada, and remembering that 90% of the municipalities belong to FCM, it'll allow us to put pressure on the federal government to make sure these motions are adhered to. I also will bring the issue to AMO and to OSAM. So those issues are on the table, and pressure will be put on the federal government to do their due diligence and accept their responsibilities.
Now, the salaries for city councillors is again rearing its ugly head at the next city council meeting. Is this becoming an election issue?
Well, it's not an ugly head for starters, and it's a motion that I put in place in 2000, in year 2000, where at the end of the mandate, the last quarter of the mandate, that responsible people from the city of Cornwall would be asked to form a committee to give council or not give council an increase based on the work that they're doing, and based on going to municipalities of like size and find out if we're in the ballpark. And at the end of the day, we're one of the lowest paid councils in Ontario. So that's where I'm coming from. I put the motion in place so that the incoming council, be it me or anyone else, get paid what they should be getting paid for the work they do. That's the bottom line.
All right, and the last word will be yours. What do you want to say to the people of Cornwall?
Last word was that I'm getting a little older, and I'm going to need a little more help than I've had in the past to get signs out and to get me back in place so I can work for you.